Well, hello there. For Christmas, I got a pack of cards from my best friend, and on it says, "You're the best that ever happened to you." There's 55 cards in there for more luck and self-love. And because it's already the 4th, we're going into the 5th week of 2025, and I wanted to take one of these cards each week on Sunday with my Sunday reset, but I didn't. So I think it's time that I start now and try to incorporate them, and let's see whatever comes to my mind. I don't know if you can tell, but there's 5 colors, and I'm just figuring out how to turn them so I know which is which, because the colors are different categories.
There's adventures, there's calm and peace, there's positive thoughts, there's positive inner dialogues and deep questions,
which I want to go for the sake of this video. And normally I would write these things down inside my journal, but not today. So I guess the light green ones are the deep questions. I was wrong. The purple ones are the right ones. And the question that I drew is, which 3 values are the most important in my life and why? And how do these values incorporate in my daily life? And that's something I guess I can talk about a lot, because I took some time to figure out my core values, and it says the top 3, but I have 4. And I guess it's something that leads me in life and that helps me make decisions a lot. So first I'll tell you what my values are and how I make decisions based on them and how they make my life easier. And then I'll tell you just how to figure out your own core values. So mine are connection, growth, inner peace, and impact. What is so helpful for me personally is that when I think about something, about a major life choice, or whether or not I should take on a project, because I have so many already, I reflect and I think about, okay, how many of my core values are actually targeted if I do this or take this project on. And YouTube, for example, is something that hits most of them, because impact is something that's really important to me, and I hope that I can leave some sort of impact eventually. Growth, definitely. Like, this is something that I don't normally do, and I think many people also don't like to sit in front of a camera, and it's something with each video I learn something new, and I like that, even though it's a step out of my comfort zone. Then there's connection, of course, with comments and subscribers, so I enjoy that part a lot, and I'm super excited to see where this goes and with whom I can connect and how I can answer comments and questions and whatever is coming up. And I really, really like this. Just inner peace.
I'm not sure.
I think, like, yes, this is what I want to do, and yes, spreading my knowledge and spreading my thoughts is something that gives me some sort of peace, but also, as said, this is a step out of my comfort zone. Like, sitting down, recording, editing, and publishing where everybody can see is something just not in my level of inner peace, because I overthink a lot. And yet YouTube is something so big and important for me, based on how much they strike my other values. that I am willing to like look past the last one. But if something comes up, last week I had a realization where I sat down and I watched, you all know these people that post videos on Instagram and TikTok about how they're just going from hotel to hotel and taking a few pictures, and that's their life, and they get paid to travel the world and whatever. And I just sat there seething with jealousy. I was like, that would be an awesome life, actually. Maybe I should think about ways how to get into that. But then I thought about it and I was like, actually, this hits nothing of my core values. Because yes, I can grow in some sort, but it's not somewhere I want to grow, because I know photography and reaching out to these brands and hotels is not something I would personally consider as growing. It doesn't leave an impact, not in the way that's sustainable. I don't want people to be on social media as much, or so many of these videos, they spark jealousy or they promote some sort of lifestyle or hotel that I would rather not. Connection, maybe, I guess, but also not in the kind of industry where I see myself, which is like writing and movies and like self-help. That's the 3 categories I would put myself into. And inner peace, again, I don't want people to be on social media, and I guess while it looks really, really cool, like just being able to go to a hotel room, take 3 pictures, post them on Instagram, and stay there for a week, it sounds awesome, but I guess the reality is not as nice as we imagine. I think there's a lot of things people don't share, and it's much more stressful than they lead on. So after evaluating, I decided, no, not for me. So now you know about my core values and how I use them. Maybe you're wondering what yours are. And I thought the easy thing would be to just sit down, think about myself, and write down some words. But what I actually did was I wrote down all of the moments that I could think about where I felt most like myself. That could be playing with children, that could be writing, that could be meditating and reading, whatever came up. I'm sure I have my notes somewhere, but I don't feel like reading from them. So that's what I did. It's like, what is me, I guess, and also in which situations did I feel not like me at all? When do things feel like I'm out of my body? Like, this is not me. This is not the kind of life that I want to lead. And then what I did is I pitched those things to an external person. I did not, from what I wanted to do actually is just read through all of them and then pick some similarities and call it something. But instead I pitched it to another person and told them to find the underlying themes of what makes me me. And then that person pitched them to me. Core values can be 3, can be 4, can be 5, something like that. And then we sat there and we reflected and we were like, okay, which of these feel right already? And actually, growth and impact and connection, they were words that already came from the other person. And I was like, yes, that is me. And for inner peace, they had another word, which I don't remember, something like calm or something. But I took the time, thought them over, and was like, no, that's not it yet. And I guess inner peace is just what resonated the most with me. And that's how I found my core values. Now, the interesting thing about this is that every person has different core values. We live with them, and it's really helpful also to know the core values, for example, of your family members or of your partner, because it explains a lot. And I thought, okay, there's only so many words you can pick, until the other person told me that in their lifetime they have never met a person who hit all the same words as them. In fact, they only ever met one person who had one value that was the same as theirs, and even then they thought of this word in completely different ways. Like, my growth might mean something different than your kind of growth, because I might want to grow this way and you might want to grow that way. Or growing in general could be like growing a family, growing projects, growing to be a better person. Whatever it means, it just means that to you. And I like how unique we are and how unique our core values are and how they can help us navigate life. So if you have a few minutes now, sit down and try to write down all of the things that we talked about and find a suitable person to pitch your thoughts to, or take some time, let it rest for a week, then get back. Try to find underlying themes and find the words that seem like your core values. If you like this video, you might also enjoy my series called Big Sister Chats, where I talk about anything that comes to my mind as a young adult, and I share my life advice and also my life lessons. And if you have something on your mind, comment down below. I read all of my comments and I try to incorporate them in future videos. So if you don't want to miss anything, subscribe, and I would love for you to leave this video a thumbs up, and see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Cool.